Welcome to Joe's Astrology, and I'm talking about marriage in this video and how to find out what potential partners you might have, how many partners, what your marriage would be like, what some of the challenges are. We can look at all this in astrology, specifically looking at your natal chart, looking at your partner's natal chart, looking at the history, some history if we have it, of your life. Contact me if you'd like to do that through an astrology reading. That's the best way to do this. But in this video, I'm just going to take you through some of the things that I've learned and seen that work well in finding out this information. So this is the birth chart for Dua Lipa. Not sure if I'm saying that correctly, but I also have her birth chart analysis on my channel under playlists of the astrology of famous people. And she's a Gemini rising, and she has Sagittarius on the 7th house cusp. And when Sagittarius is on the 7th house cusp, it is a mutable sign. Jupiter is it's ruled by Jupiter, a fortunate planet. So with that being said, I think that Sagittarius in the 7th house cusp can really go multiple ways. In one sense, there would be this good luck when it comes to having relationships, but at the same time, it is changeable. So we'll have to look a little bit deeper and see what we can find. As far as what the marriage will look like, how many marriages will there be marriage, etc. So we can see here in her chart, there's nothing in the 7th house. We could say Neptune is there, but just looking at it from this portion here, there really is nothing in the 7th house. From a whole sign perspective, we can see Jupiter is in its own sign, and it would be in the 7th. And with that being said, I would say, looking at this chart, that the person would have a lot of relationships. Likely wouldn't be one long-term marriage or just a couple long-term marriages. And we can go a little deeper and look at the ruler. The ruler of the 7th and the ruler of the 1st. And of course, the ruler is that Jupiter. And we could say we're also going to look at the aspects of that Jupiter there in the whole sign 7th house. And that would be Jupiter and Mercury. And if we come to this, before we look at Jupiter, if we come to this Mercury here, it's in the 4th house and it's in a strong position. Any angular house puts the planet in a strong position. It's also in its own sign, Virgo. So this is also going to give indication that this person likes to change. She also may be very critical. These are things that are not good for long-term marriages. It's also again a mutable sign. It's a mutable planet. We have a mutable sign ruled by a mutable sign here on the 7th. And then we can look a little bit more at the aspects of this Mercury, and it's aspecting Mars. So another planet that is going to give us some indication that there'll be a lot of separations in the life. Without looking at anything else in the chart, just sticking with this Mercury, we can see that it's making a trine to two planets that also would give some inconsistency, Uranus and Neptune. And we could even say that it's squaring the 7th and the 1st. Squares that tension aspect. So also going to be an indication of separations in the life. And it's connected to Saturn in opposition as well. And if we come back to this Jupiter, we can see Jupiter is with the planet Pluto, and Pluto likes to change. Pluto is often cataclysmic, toxic, and more indication that even though Pluto does rule a fixed sign Scorpio, I'd say it's more indication that with this aspect that there's going to be separations in lots of different relationships in life. And we can see that the Jupiter as well is contacting an aspect to the moon, which is in the first house. And even though the moon is in its own sign, where she would probably feel as though she wants to be in a long-term committed relationship, for some reason or another, she finds herself moving on from one person to the next. So, with that being said, I'm going to leave it there for now, just kind of looking at the 7th house cusp. And for the Gemini risings, this could be a similar story for you. But again, that's how you would do it. That's how you would find out if, if there's going to be marriage, what it's going to look like, etc. So thanks for watching. Have a great day.